This is a stimulus check update and daily news report, and this video is jam-packed with important updates. We'll go over articles like this: stimulus check update, why this group of Americans may need a fourth stimulus check, and this article that just came out, Biden may put future stimulus checks on autopilot, no vote required. I'll also give you the list of the 10 states that are giving out their own stimulus checks. Then we'll talk about the stimulus drama with the $3.5 trillion package and how Joe Manchin has a list of requests in order for him to be on board for that. How AOC is threatening to tank the first infrastructure bill if the $3.5 trillion stimulus does not pass. I'll play you the latest video from Bernie Sanders. We'll talk about President Biden's new executive orders and his vaccine mandates. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So I got some big breaking news right here. So Biden announces sweeping new vaccine mandates for businesses, federal workers, and Biden outlines plan to mandate COVID vaccines for millions. Our patience is wearing thin. So yesterday, President Biden put out some bombshell announcements talking about vaccine mandates, executive orders. I'm going to play this video clip right here, and he goes over exactly what he is going to lay out.
First, we must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. Of the nearly 80 million eligible Americans who have not gotten vaccinated, many said they were waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Well, last month, the FDA granted that approval. So the time for waiting is over. This summer, we made progress through the combination of vaccine requirements and incentives, as well as the FDA approval. 4 million more people got their first shot in August than they did in July. But we need to do more. This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you, the people you work with, the people you care about, the people you love. My job as president is to protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. Some of the biggest companies are already requiring this: United Airlines, Disney, Tyson's Food, and even Fox News. The bottom line: we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. We're going to reduce the spread of COVID-19 by increasing the share of the workforce that is vaccinated in businesses all across America. My plan will extend the vaccination requirements that I previously issued in the healthcare field. Already, I've announced we'll be requiring vaccinations of all nursing home workers who treat patients on Medicare and Medicaid, because I have that federal authority. Tonight, I'm using that same authority to expand that to cover those who work in hospitals, home health care facilities, or other medical facilities, a total of 17 million healthcare workers. If you're seeking care at a health facility, you should be able to know that the people treating you are vaccinated. Simple, straightforward, period. Next, I will sign an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated, all. And I've signed another executive order that will require federal contractors to do the same. If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated. If you want to do business with the federal government, vaccinate your workforce. And tonight, I'm removing one of the last remaining obstacles that make it difficult for you to get vaccinated. The Department of Labor will require employers with 100 or more workers to give those workers paid time off to get vaccinated.
Wow, President Biden taking it to the next level. What are your thoughts on all this down in the comments below? What do you think about the vaccine mandates, the executive orders? Is this good for the country, bad for the country, good idea, bad idea? Let me know all your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Republicans explode with fury over a Biden vaccine mandate, saying it is absolutely unconstitutional because these mandates and executive orders could affect 100 million Americans. So what's going on here is Representative Thomas Massey says this is absolutely unconstitutional. Then Dr. Neil Dunn says mandates are not the answer. Getting the vaccine should be up to you and your doctor, not the federal government. Representative Laura Boebert says all 9 million federal employees should consult with their doctor and make a personal informed decision about taking the vaccine. Then we have Robert Alderholt saying this is unconstitutional. The U.S. Constitution does not give the president this type of authority. Nowhere in Article 2 of the Constitution will you find anything that even remotely gives the president this kind of power. Let me know your thoughts. Where do you stand with these vaccine mandates? Is this unusual circumstances? Does the president have this power? If he does have this power, should he use this power like this? Let me know your thoughts on this. But it still doesn't answer this question right here. Why are COVID cases so high when millions are fully vaccinated? Blame the Delta variant, experts say. So a few days ago when I heard President Biden was going to make this announcement, I didn't know if it was just going to be about vaccines. I thought maybe there was some other way to combat this, but it looks like it's just not going anywhere. So with the Delta variant and with millions of people vaccinated and still getting sick, for example, we have someone like Oscar De La Hoya, who is a boxer. He was in his prime maybe 20 years ago, but even now at 48, says he's out of the hospital after a 3-day bout with coronavirus. He's fully vaccinated. He was about to have a fight. He's healthy, saying that he's in the best shape of his life, yet he was 3 days in the hospital due to COVID. So what does all this mean? If people are vaccinated and still doing that? Well, the World Health Organization, the WHO, says COVID will mutate like the flu and is likely here to stay, meaning it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not sure if vaccines are the end-all solution. Honestly, if we really wanted to get rid of this, everyone would have to be in isolation maybe for a year and not see anybody. Everyone would have their food delivered to their house. Obviously, that's not realistic. From the World Health Organization executive, Dr. Mike Ryan, I think this virus is here to stay with us, and it will evolve like influenza pandemic viruses. It will evolve to become one of the other viruses that affects us. A lot of big, crazy news there. Let me know your thoughts on all of that. Next, let's talk about stimulus checks. So this article right here, stimulus check update, why this group of Americans may need a fourth stimulus check. So I spoke about this the last few days. There's been a lot of push for stimulus checks to go out to senior citizens. So this nonpartisan organization says a fourth check is necessary to prevent financial struggles. So this is from the organization, the Senior Citizens League, also known as TSCL. And basically what it's saying here is they want $1,400 checks. The reasoning behind requesting a $1,400 stimulus payment for Social Security recipients is because of the high levels of inflation that are occurring throughout the United States. Senior Citizens League points out that retirees received a very small 1.3% Social Security benefits increase in 2021, which amounted to a benefits increase of only around $20 a month. If you got that $20 a month, did that help at all? Does it move the needle a little bit to getting a little more breathing room for the month with expenses? Let me know your thoughts on that. And then it also says, and while Senior Citizens League projects that retirees could be in line for 6.2% raise in 2022, the sad fact is that retirees are already facing rising costs and their benefits have lost buying power because their cost of living adjustment aren't doing a good job of keeping the pace with inflation. So inflation is going up, price of living, cost of living is going up, but yet the fixed income stays the same. Something's got to give. That means a lot of people are not eating as much, maybe eating one meal a day or one meal every other day. They can't afford to pay for prescription drugs. So something needs to happen with that group of people, and it needs to happen now, which is the reason why there's a big push for Congress to act on a $1,400 stimulus check. But but this is just for Social Security recipients. Let me know your thoughts on that. Next, let's go over the 10 different states that have or plan to provide additional stimulus funds. So I've gone over a few of these states in the past. There are a few new ones here. So California, giving out those $600 checks to anyone making $30,000 to $75,000, an additional $500 for families with dependents. That actually started going out last week, and that will be going out over the next few weeks. Colorado with a $375 check. Florida with a $1,000 checks going out to educators, police officers, paramedics, EMTs, and firefighters. Then we have Georgia giving out $1,000 checks to teachers. Then we have Maryland giving out $500 checks to families, $300 checks to individuals. Michigan Michigan school buildings received up to $3,000 in hazard pay. In addition, other teachers across the state got $500. Missouri giving correctional officers an extra $250 per paycheck for their work during the pandemic. Then we have New Mexico giving out $750 stimulus checks. Tennessee giving out $1,000 checks to full-time educators and then $500 to part-time teachers. Vermont, in Vermont, nurses, janitors, and retail workers have been among those on the front lines thanks for their sacrifices to the state of Vermont. Checks were as much as $2,000 to people with those positions. Let me know your thoughts. Should more states give out stimulus checks? Should the federal government finally get their act together and give out stimulus checks? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. And then this article just came out too. Biden may put future stimulus checks on autopilot, no vote required. So this is kind of what we talked about in the past, how they want to have automatic stimulus checks with stabilizers. So basically, where there's triggers in the government or triggers in the economy as well as the health sector, where let's say hospitalizations, if they rise, COVID cases rise, then automatic stimulus checks go out. If the economy dips, if unemployment rises, jobless claims increase, then stimulus checks automatically go out, and it doesn't have to go through a long, drawn-out process, which could take months, as you see right now, and as you've seen with the past packages and stimulus checks. So with this, what they're talking about is they want it to be on autopilot and automatic. So far, that hasn't really gained much steam, and there is no fourth stimulus check into that $3.5 trillion stimulus package yet, at least not officially. We haven't had any word on that. Speaking of where all these federal stimulus checks on autopilot, $2,000 per month or $1,400 checks for senior citizens, where that would all live is in the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package or stimulus package, whatever you want to call it. So Democrat leaders are betting Manchin will back down in spending fight, because this all comes down to one Democrat senator, Joe Manchin. Seems that every day people are kind of kissing his ring, so to speak, because he has a lot of power in this situation. And Manchin lays out long list of demands as key Senate chairs move to win his vote. So he put up a little bit of friction with that Part 1 infrastructure, the physical infrastructure. Then we found out that he got on board, and we also heard that his wife's commission was getting $1 billion. Now with this, I don't know, maybe another $1 billion to his wife's commission, and then he might get on board with this $3.5 trillion package. Not sure, but it looks like that Democrats are confident that they will persuade him. They say that he is persuadable. I guess he does have a price, but he's just making some public noise to make his demands heard. Also, AOC threatens to tank infrastructure bill without Dems' $3.5 trillion spending plan, and saying it would give me pleasure. So what she says here recently is that nothing would give me more pleasure to tank a billionaire dark money fossil fuel Exxon lobbyist drafted energy infrastructure bill if they come after our childcare and climate priorities. So she's spoken out about this a few times, actually called out Joe Manchin, saying that he has been supported by Exxon lobbyists in that bill. and that he was working with gas companies, oil companies to craft that bill, which could be another reason why Joe Manchin got on board with that other bill. So, she's basically calling out all of the shadiness, the dark money that's going on there. And then also here saying rebuilding our crumbling physical infrastructure, roads, bridges, water systems is important. Rebuilding our crumbling human infrastructure, healthcare, education, climate change is more important, according to Bernie Sanders. No infrastructure bill without $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. So progressives, AOC, and some Democrats are still holding it hostage, holding the Part 1 hostage unless the $3.5 trillion spending goes through. Here is a video clip from Bernie Sanders talking more about this reconciliation bill.
This package adds nothing to the debt. Nothing to the debt. It is fully paid for by raising taxes on wealthy people. We've had people become billionaires during the pandemic. They should pay their fair share of taxes.
My Republican colleagues are busy telling everybody Bernie Sanders and the Democrats are going to raise taxes. You're right. We're going to raise them on the richest people in this country who have to start paying their fair share of taxes.
If we raise taxes on the big corporations who aren't paying, raise taxes on people using international loopholes, raise taxes on the wealthy who are not paying their fair share, we can pay for every one of those investments in the package without a penny of taxes on people making under $400,000 a year.
As President Biden made absolutely clear, under this legislation, no family in America making less than $400,000 a year will pay a nickel more in federal taxes.
We've had 55 big corporations pay nothing in taxes, though they have record profits.
We're going to end the obscenity of some of these corporations not paying a nickel in federal income taxes.
Collecting taxes from people who owe them and are dodging taxes by using loopholes, using lawyers and accountants, collecting those taxes will make our tax system fairer.
It is absolutely imperative that we end the obscenity of some of the wealthiest people in this country. I'm talking about multi-billionaires who in a given year pay nothing in federal income tax, not a nickel.
On everything going on with the reconciliation bill, how slow it's taking. Do you agree with Bernie Sanders? Do you think there should be some modifications to it? Let me know all your thoughts on that. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I'm Free Man asks, wondering how come I don't get notification from your channel? So it's one thing to be subscribed to my channel, and I appreciate your support. It's another thing to hit the bell notification next to the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified every time I put out a new video. I'm working on doing daily videos, usually morning time between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. That's when I usually get most of these done. But yeah, hit the bell notification and you'll get notified. Next, Portia Brown says, I agree because the cost of living went up, and what do you do when you can't even keep up with that? Yeah, so true. So people on fixed income, if they have a fixed income, but yet cost of living goes up, that gap there causes a lot of poverty and a lot of problems. Next question comes from David Gones. What about the landlords that can't get rent? Yeah, so that's another big problem. Landlords, like mom and pop landlords, they may have owned a house, moved to another house and just renting out that house or apartment. Yeah, a whole year or more than a year of no rent, putting landlords in a tough position as well. That rental assistance money still not fully going out, despite months of promises that it will go out. Next question, Leanna Maron asks, what is the website to get free health insurance until the end of the year if you received unemployment? So that was healthcare.gov, but that ended, I think it was August 15th was the last day that you were able to sign up to take advantage of that benefit. So unfortunately, that's not available anymore. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, mom's bleeding. I was bleeding. I was. Bye. Hi guys, this is Bill. This is the tip of the day. This is something that I want to tell you. Here now. So, as you learn, you be a better person. So keep on learning, and and you'll be a better person. Bye! Bye!
Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and to show my appreciation, I'm going to start another way where I'm going to give cash to my subscribers. Probably in the next few days, I'll make an official announcement on that, but keep that on your radar because probably in the next few days, I'll set all that up and get it started. Anyways, if you want to check out any of my other channels, click up here for more of my other channels, Wise Sense and Wise Vibes, or down here for more stimulus updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.